Well, always a pleasure to have our next guest in studio. It is Tim DeBile, and Tim, for the Madison Radicals, things are looking good. Welcome on in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of the things that have been happening. So, lost to Indianapolis a few weeks ago for the first time ever. You got a chance to play them again. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I think the team was pretty excited. 2 weeks ago, we went into Indy and lost 22-21, the first time we've ever lost to them. So then we had a bye, and so there was a lot of time to think about that loss. And the game last night, basically, both teams were 9-2, so the winner has first place pretty much locked up. And we came out really hard and ended up winning by 8, and it really wasn't close. I mean, the first quarter was close, but after that, we were just really dialed in and knew it was a must-win situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad place to be in. It's just it's a good problem to have. Oh man, it wasn't any drama at the end. So yeah. So let's look ahead then. So playoffs. You haven't clinched first place yet. So what's kind of the path?
Yeah, so we have a game on Tuesday, July 3rd, a Tuesday night game at home, which is kind of interesting. And if we win that game, we clinch first. If we lose, we still have another home game against Chicago. If we win that one, we clinch first. After that, it's basically we have a 3-game path to win a championship, because we'd have a playoff game here, and then there's two ADL championship games here, a semifinal and a final. So we're pretty excited about the opportunity this year to win a championship.
Yeah, so you mentioned that Tuesday game. So it's the first one you've ever played on a Tuesday. So how did that come about?
Yeah, so our home opener was supposed to be April 14th, and there was a ice storm that night.
Oh, yeah.
And so Minnesota couldn't even get down here, and so it was the first time we've ever canceled the game, and we tried to find a nice place to reschedule, and we kind of thought, well, July 3rd night might be a good night, just because people will be in town and looking for things to do and not have to work July 4th. So we're going to give it a try and see what it looks like.
Yeah, well, you mentioned kind of the playoff path a little bit. So, you have the playoffs coming up, obviously, at that point. So, who are you most worried about in the Midwest right now?
I think Minnesota is still the best team. I think there's a good chance that Indy finishes second, and Minnesota will have to go to Indy the week before and play them. So, I guess whoever comes out of that will take on the 28th. But I'm thinking it'll be Minnesota, but having to go down to Indianapolis is hard, as we found out a couple weeks ago when we lost.
So any other teams to look out for on the other side of the bracket?
Yeah, so pretty much my guess is we're going to see Toronto fly down. We're going to see LA come cross country. And then in the South, it's a toss-up between the Raleigh team that we lost to and Dallas, who we lost to the year before. So, all those teams are really exciting. Some of the best players in the world are playing all those teams. So, I'm excited to see who ends up in Madison this year for sure.
Yeah, and all those people will have to travel through Madison this year, so we'll hope to see you guys there, and good luck.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
All right, thanks. Coach Tim DeBile with the Madison Radicals. We'll have more sports news after this.
A special thank you to Conan Automotive in Stoughton for supporting local athletics.